So anyway, I late pay my water bill at least 3 times a year at this point.
That's God, that's annoying.
It's
Mine's
so
on auto.
and
Everything's on auto pay.
Everything's on auto. I don't even. It's so bad. Oh my God, I didn't know we were recording. Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. I am not an adult. I'm doing the best I can.
I just pressed record. I was like, we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, that's good. Well, there's some information on my life. I am doing the best. It's getting better, but obviously not perfect. I was only a day late though, so that's not bad.
It's not bad. Why am I
I
getting
wish.
Why am I getting information about January 1st, 2022
What?
insurance?
Oh, recycle it. That seems like something to recycle. I recycle everything. I get mail, unless it says IRS, I recycle it. That's the new rule. I keep getting a recall. My dad's going to beat my ass.
Yeah.
I keep getting a Ford recall notice for my car. But like, when am I going to take it in? You know what I mean? So I'm just going to die in my car and it's going to be my own fault because they've warned us more than enough times at this point to get it fixed.
This is one.
I got to find that sheet.
It goes in the drawer. And
It
stays
goes in
there.
the drawer.
I have a full ass drawer of. Sorry, I'm just looking for my marriage certificate in this moment.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, sure. Why?
Why wouldn't I be?
Yeah.
That's not it. I would love to know that I have it.
That's so good. I'm still waiting to find my social security card, my passport, and my birth certificate. Still up in the air on where those are.
Update. It's not where I thought it was, so that's
Uh-oh.
not good news.
Welcome to my hell. Gonna have to find that.
Yeah, it's expensive to get it replaced. I'm so sorry. I should not have started recording this until I was ready, but here we are. Hannah, how has your week been?
Oh my God, Maddie, I don't even know if I can talk about my week. There was an incident, which was the scariest and worst experience of my entire life, and I don't even think I can talk about it in full because I'm scared I'll get sued. It was the worst thing I've ever done. It was so scary, and I was so horrified. But we lived through it. Everybody's fine. I had to talk to a cop in the process, which is always, a pleasure.
I didn't know that.
And oh yeah.
That's tough.
So anyway, thank God, human beings are phenomenal people. Yeah. Human beings are when people are in need, people are usually pretty helpful. So I do want to say that. But otherwise, it was a wild first couple days of the week. And then the dog that we were fostering had gone to the vet, and I must have been rolling around with cats because I sneezed probably 40 times in the car on the drive home. And then the next day I was at work and I had to go home because my eye wouldn't stop watering, and I have this nasty cough now. And so stay away from cats if you're allergic. And wash your pets if you can when they come home from the vet.
Moral of the story, man. That's insane.
Yeah. So a wild few days. How's your week going?
My week has been good.
Until you couldn't find this.
I can't find my marriage certificate.
Whoopsies. She panics and looks over at her husband.
So we'll see how this goes.
What do you need it for?
Insurance. It's gotta be here somewhere. I think it's just in the drawer, and I don't want to have to dig through it. Anyway. Yeah. My week has been fine. I don't know. Let's see. I got jury duty, if you haven't heard. So that'll be fun. It's in April. Here's hoping I get a cool case or don't have to go at all.
Those are the two options only.
No other options. And then, what else? I've sort of been a little sicky poo. So, just trying to ride that out. But other than that, not a lot going on at the moment.
Nice. Speaking of, Taylor Swift is
on tour.
A lot is going on at the moment. which is one of the shirts she wore.
Yes.
And I saw
yes.
I saw
yes.
TikTok.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
that said that the color red in the two shirts is spelling out Speak Now Taylor's version, and if I don't get Speak Now soon, I'm going to lose it.
Yes. If you don't know what we're talking about, Taylor Swift wears a t-shirt that says "Not a lot going on at the moment" in the 22 music video. On tour, she wears a shirt that says different things in it. And the words that are in red, or the letters in red are changing. And if you make a little hangman, it appears to potentially be spelling out Taylor's version, or Speak Now Taylor's version. It could still spell out other things too.
Of course.
Or it could mean nothing. But it
could mean nothing.
It does appear to be that way. So we'll see this weekend when she's in Vegas if there's more letters and things.
Oh.
So this week on the podcast, speaking of other women that we are obsessed with, this week we had Jen Crane on the podcast.
And I know we tell her, but Jen Crane is the coolest person I know. To get her on this podcast, I was in shock. I was so scared to ask. I was so happy when she said yes. And then she's the coolest person.
Yeah, I quite literally, I told Hannah this, and she can vouch for me. I was nervous as all get out. And I don't get nervous for things. I was nervous to talk to her. I have been nervous to approach this woman since college. I just think she is so iconic, so cool. She's only a year older than me, but I felt like, when teen girls are obsessed with 25-year-olds and they're like, oh, the big girls, the adults. That's how I felt about Jen Crane for some reason. I just really admired her. And it was a privilege of a lifetime to speak with her.
Yes.
And then she was like, you'll hear.
I died. Okay. Just go listen, and we'll talk on the other side, and we'll gush some more.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you there.
Talk to you soon. So, hi, everyone. Today, we have Jen Crane, who is the coolest person I know from WIU.
Absolutely.
Not to start off strong.
Very strong.
Absolutely. Absolutely is.
That is so sweet. I feel cool when people say that, and I'm like, I guess I have a cool job and do cool things.
Exactly. A cool person from head to toe.
Yes.
So we have Jen Crane, and Maddie, Jen, and I all went to WIU together. But I don't. Yeah. Do you ever do the neck up? Or that?
Sometimes if I meet people alums who also went to Western and they just get it, I'm like, yeah. We're at a bar type of deal. Yeah.
Yeah. We're necking up for sure.
For sure. Never dies.
Yeah, I can't.
On the rare occasion that there's something to be proud of WIU for, I'll throw out a neck up.
I wouldn't trade my college experience for the world. I loved Western and everyone that came out of it. So
100%.
Yeah, I really wouldn't have gone anywhere else. It was the exact place that I needed to be, which was in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of fun people.
Exactly.
That was all it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Things were very different. I've learned just from interacting with coworkers, and just it was a way different college environment than I feel like other state schools or other schools in general. And I'm very thankful because everyone got along. No one was super cliquey. Everyone kind of hung out together. So I don't know. I loved it.
Yeah, it's interesting comparing it to other, I guess, bigger schools where, the athletes would be totally separate from everyone else. Or, if you were in Greek life, you were really separate. And I think that there was still that stuff. But, if you were at a bar, you were seeing every group mingling. It wasn't,
totally
just you know, one sect of people. So I agree. It did feel very like a big melting pot of people.
Totally. One of my favorite parts.
Did you both go for all 4 years, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nice. Very nice. What dorms were you in?
I was in Higgins my freshman year. R.I.P. It's no longer
R.I.P.
there.
No, I saw that go down.
Did you, like, in person? I think I watched a video, but
I think I don't want to claim that I saw it in person, but it makes me feel like I did because I was down there for a while and I just can't remember when it was that it happened.
I think it was like maybe the summer. I think it was the summer after we like left or went home or something like that.
Yeah. But, well, anyway, that was incredible. That was wild to see. And bummer for you because it's always hard, I think, to see like a landmark of your grow up time go away.
Yeah. Right. Especially freshman year. Like that's a very transformative year, you know?
Totally.
And creating all these memories. So it's kind of sad that it's gone, but
yeah.
Where were you guys? I feel like most people were in Tanner.
I was in Tanner, which now is empty as well. They don't have they don't have anyone in Tanner, and I forget if they have people in both what's the one right by it?
Blinkwash or no.
Bayhen, yeah. I don't know if they have people in both sides of Bayhen anymore or no, but because they have all the freshmen in Thompson now, which is the newest one, but they just aren't even using Tanner anymore, and I think are probably gonna demo it eventually.
So enrollment must be way down because Tanner's huge, so that's probably why. Yeah,
very huge. And it was always wild because like Tanner was the one that went like a V, and one side was boys and one side was girls, but like you were on the same level as them, but you weren't on this like in the same floor,
right?
But you could just like go through the door, and
it
was the boys' side.
Just a walk over. Yeah. Higgins was kind of the same way. There wasn't any like, some of the other dorms were more secure, like you needed a key to get onto the boys' floor or whatever, but Higgins was very like open. We would just walk over there, and we were all on the same floor but opposite wings, but you could just like walk right over there. So
yeah,
good times.
And then I was in Corbin Olsen my sophomore year.
Same,
but I don't remember. I'm
trying to think of what floor.
I was on 6 because I was 639 was our room, but I don't remember if I was Corbin or Olsen.
Oh, good point. I don't know that either. I feel like it was Corbin. I don't know. They all meshed together.
Yeah.
Hannah, what about you? Where were you freshman?
I was at home. Yeah. I went to community college for 2 years and then transferred down junior year. So I knew no one. And that's why I ended up meeting Maddie, because I went and worked at a pizza place with Mitch, and we met Tom through him and then ended up meeting all of Tom's friends. So I literally knew like 4 people when I transferred down.
Nice.
So I missed all of that stuff. But I went a couple times to go visit my friends, and they were in the dorms. So I remember those names, but I couldn't tell you which ones they were.
Yeah, and then, I mean, I had a few friends that were on, like Anthony, our friend, and Holland were both on academic scholarships, so they had to stay in the dorms for all 4 years. And I always thought it was kind of a shitty deal, but then like after sophomore year, you pretty much always got a single if you wanted one. And I don't know, it wasn't so bad. Anthony, his senior year, his roommate left or something. I don't know. It found another roommate, and they never filled his room. And so he had a double to himself. And he put his beds together and made like a giant king size bed. He was living luxury.
See? College is so fun. Jen, what's your favorite WIU memory? Do you have one?
Oh my gosh, that's hard. I feel like the block parties were always like the most fun. Mm-hmm. And I honestly just like day drinking. Like obviously we drank a lot at Western, so day drinking, block parties, like the year's like winding down. It's towards the end of the semester. Like that kind of vibe was my probably favorite time at Western.
Yeah, end of the year. Parties. Yeah.
Bar
Absolutely
crawls.
Bananas.
House crawls.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if I have like a specific memory. I also worked a lot. Like I worked at the Forum and then I worked at the Ritz. So like a lot of my from sophomore to junior year was me. Like I felt like my weekends were a little taken from me because I was constantly working at the Forum. It was still fun. I would still like casually drink behind the bar every once in a while. But senior year was a lot of fun because the Ritz gave me a little bit more leniency with like what days I worked. So I don't know. But working at the bars were also like an awesome memory for me. Got to throw in after ups too. After ups.
Yeah, I was gonna say everybody that worked at the bars had their weekends taken, but then we're out, I feel like, so late because of after ups and stuff.
Till the sun came up for sure.
Yeah.
So I'd say, a combination of all those things, but working at the bar had its perks and the after ups was one of them for sure.
Very nice. Very nice. Do you, I can't share mine because it involved doing something we're not supposed to do. So I can't say that one. But my favorite WIU memory, I would say anytime we got Tom to go to the Forum, because Tom never wanted to go to the Forum. And when you'd get him at the Forum, he just looked so miserable. And then he would kind of like, you could tell he didn't hate it as much as he wanted to hate it, you know? So it was entertaining to bring him there. But yeah, I think the Forum was one of my favorite fun times.
Very cool
for sure.
bar.
It is cool. It's hard to explain to people who, I mean, you're like, it's a club, but it's not. Yeah. Oh God, I fell many a times in the Forum on the slippery ass.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Slippery, sticky, nasty.
Oh.
Nasty.
Ew, I just am imagining touching it when you fall and you have to push yourself up and your hand.
The walk of shame.
So gross. Yes.
No, I wasn't just on the floor.
So
no.
Yeah,
oh,
no.
God.
Do you have a favorite restaurant? We usually ask everyone what their favorite WIU restaurant was.
Oh, for sure, Chicks. It has to be Chicks.
It's not even worth asking.
Everyone is.
It's not.
Lip fries. Like I wish I had a Chicks somewhere. Like I would drive an hour to go to get some Chicks.
Yeah,
for sure. Some people just go and visit and go to Chicks. Like I'm like all the way to Macomb for some Chicks. Wow.
Yeah,
worth it.
We're going to we have to go to a wedding in a town near Galesburg, and I told Emmett, I was like, we have to go to Chicks. Like we're gonna go. We're so close. We have to go.
Yeah.
So we will go.
I'd say Sports Corner was a close second. I really liked Sports Corner.
Sports Corner was
mostly
good.
Martini Mondays was a big thing. We always did those.
Yeah.
Just drank every day of the week.
You had different things every day.
Martini Monday, like Taco Tuesdays, where you gotta have margs.
Yes.
Yep.
At El Ranch.
El Ranch every time.
Wisconsin is getting closed down.
Constantly.
It's reopened now. I forget what the name is.
Oh, they rebranded.
They did, and it's a little like nicer. You can tell they invested a little in like interior stuff. I was there, but I went and I was kind of like, I don't know. I went with a bunch of. I was in Macomb this time last year in the spring for a couple weeks, and I went a few times and I was just like, it's not as fun without my friends. And I love Mexican food. Like it's my number one genre of eating. But I was just kind of like, this is not as fun anymore. But Chicks did not disappoint.
It never does.
Yeah, I can't wait. I was gonna say Emmett's never had it, but he has come down and visited Western before when we were down there, so he's had Chicks. So he was like, no, he's like, no, it's worth the drive. Yeah. So he agreed. I didn't have to talk him into it. It was nice.
That's funny.
But Jen, what are you doing now that we're out of school? What have you been doing the past, how many years has it been? Don't say it out loud. It's too many. Don't say it.
Too many.
It's so many.
Like,
I can't say it out loud.
Not that long ago, and I'm
right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we're old.
Yeah, I don't even want to do that math.
No. Well, I've been working in the cannabis industry as a brand manager for the past 2 or 3 years, but started as just like an office manager, administrative assistant, doing like I don't know, the stuff that no one wants to do, and kind of worked my way into the marketing department. So now I manage 4 brands at Cresco Labs. So yeah, I've been with them since graduation. So I've been working there for almost, I want to say 6 years. It'll be 6 years in August, I think. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. It's a great company. It has to be if you've stayed that long.
Yeah, I really like it. You know, every company has, some people disagree, some people don't. But I love Cresco. I'm thankful for all the experience. I feel really lucky because I got into the industry at a really early, in its early phases. So back when like Illinois was only medical cannabis. That's how we started. But yeah, super cool, super fun to learn about, super interesting. My job definitely keeps me on my toes. So yeah, I don't have plans to leave anytime soon. I'm loving it. So it's a good time. Marketing's fun too.
Yeah.
You get to be a creative even if you're not one. Like I'm not super creative, but I get to pretend to be.
Yeah, that's the best part about it. I didn't work in marketing, but I worked where there was a creative department, and it was just always fun to like pop down there and pretend like you were doing something,
right?
You know, when they're all being like so incredible, and you're just like, well, maybe if you just did this, and they're like, we'll try it, and then they try it, and you're like, this is not.
Never mind, I don't know what I'm talking about.
But thank you for listening.
Yeah,
thanks.
I'm constantly like, this is the vibe, like this is what I'm envisioning, and they're like, okay. I'm like, I'm not going to art direct. I trust you more than myself, but here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
that's good.
Photo shoots are a lot of fun. Photo shoots are the best part, honestly.
I was gonna say I don't know anything about a photo shoot. What do you like? What are you taking photos of? Anything? What is it for?
So it depends on the brands I work for. So like I feel like we have them a lot more often for like our flower forward brands or like concentrate forward brands. I was working on High Supply, so we used to constantly like a big thing with High Supply is like the stoner brand. Like it's for people who love weed and they just like good weed and they don't really care about all the, you know, extra bells and whistles. They just want good weed at a good price. So that was like our stoner brand. So we were constantly having photo shoots to get that like nug forward photography. They have concentrates as well, but I don't work on High Supply anymore. I transitioned to edibles. So not as much, like, I don't know. Edibles are cool to look at, I guess, but people really want to see the weed, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, a little different. We don't have them as often anymore, but I actually just transitioned back to a brand called Florical under Cresco. So that's like very fresh. I still have a lot to learn, but that is like top-notch, top shelf cannabis. It's we have rosin, that's like our big product under that brand, and yeah, I'm excited to learn more. Don't ask me too many questions about that brand. I don't know a lot.
Perfect. No, perfect. I was dying when you said that the High Supply was like the stoner brand, because I was just like, I really do love that brand.
Yeah. It makes sense, right? Like they have ounces. That's what I buy when I go to the dispensary. So
yes, seriously, it is what I buy. It's great. It really is great. So 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. That just was so funny to hear. I am so jealous of everything that you do with that, because that is my life's work at this point, and I just wish I did it for business as well.
It's not too late.
Because that is just incredible.
Yeah.
I think it's such a good. I love the thing that it is, because it's very helpful in a lot of different ways.
Oh, totally. I mean, when I started at Cresco, it was a medicinal product. So like we only carried medicinal products. So the way we marketed, I think back when we were only a medical company, was a lot different than now, because I'm going to speak to Illinois only. We're in other states as well, but Illinois, for example, like just when it went legal, like it was a whole new ball game, right? Like you can have more fun with it. You can speak the same way as you would like in the alcohol industry. Like it's kind of essentially now the same as alcohol or any other consumer packaged goods. So yeah, weed's fun. It's challenging though. It's the industry is constantly changing because it's not super regulated, and each market has their own rules and regulations around what you can and can't do. So keeps me on my toes. It keeps you busy. It's challenging, but I don't know. I'll take it any day over insurance, which is what Brennan does. So
yeah. I was gonna say I sell toilet paper, so truly anything is better than that, I would say. No, I'm just kidding. Toilet paper was
about to say,
the backbone of this country.
In high demand.
Was the backbone of this country. Yeah. So no, I definitely think everybody's work is important, but your work's pretty cool, I would have to say. But I could see how it would be extra tough with all of the crazy different regulations across the whole country.
Yeah.
Is it a national or is it a global company?
National. So Cresco Labs is the largest multi-state operator in the U.S., I believe.
Nice. Shout out Cresco.
Yeah, I think it's either the largest or we're the largest wholesaler of branded cannabis, something like that. I don't know. We're one of the big ones.
Perfect.
So
I love that.
Yeah.
Good. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's unique because it operates like, a bigger cannabis company, but obviously like cannabis is very precious to a lot of people. So that's why we created like a lot of brands to fit different consumer needs, and whether they're medical or recreational consumer, we created a brand that supports what they're looking for. And yeah, Cresco's cool. I'm gonna always like shout out Cresco. I love them.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Good. I love to hear that. I love hearing anybody who loves their job.
Yeah.
Whenever anybody's in a position where they're happy doing the thing that they love, I'm happy for them. So that's why it just sounds so awesome. And it's great that it's in, an industry you love as well.
It's rare. So again, I feel so lucky. Yeah. I feel very lucky.
Yes. Yeah. What would you say is your absolute favorite part of the job? Is it something that you do, or is it a certain aspect that you get to do?
Well, I feel like role has just changed so much in terms of the cannabis industry itself is constantly changing. So like you kind of have to adjust based on those changes. I used to do a lot of events, which were so much fun. Like probably my favorite thing that I've had the opportunity of doing. I got to go to MJ BizCon, which is like the largest like weed, what are they called?
Convention?
Not like a complex con, but like for weed. That was super fun. That was in Vegas, and it's a lot of like, you just learn a lot while you're at those kind of expos, but it's also like, it's a party too, right? Like you get to smoke weed at the end of the day, get to go to the bars. We went to a few of the clubs in Vegas, so a good time. And I get to do more of that now that I've transitioned to FloraCal brand. So I'm really excited to like jump back into the event space, because I can be a social person. I'm not always, but I don't know. I'm pretty friendly, so it's like I like talking to people and learning new things and learning things that I don't know, which is always like such a pleasure, because I've been in the industry for so long that I love learning more. And there's always like that next level of understanding. So weed is so complex that there's always more to learn. There's so much I don't know about the plant still. So
yeah, I cannot imagine how many things there is to learn about it, because I know nothing, and it still feels like I know a lot more than people.
Right, and you probably do. Like the level of understanding I have is probably a lot more than like, and I don't even reach like bud tender level. Like they're on another level. Like the people who work at those dispensaries, I'm like, I can't imagine, but I'm gonna get there one day. We'll get there.
I'm like trying to do that on the side at this point. I think that would be so fun to do like that'd be so fun. And my friend was just over on Friday, and there's a sensory dispensary by us. And so they give you like a gummy at the door, and like you can just like touch things, and like, I don't know. It's just like you can see everything and touch it all, and it's just crazy for being in Illinois. Because I've gone to places in other states, and they're pretty loosey-goosey in a lot of other states. It's like quite nice. We live in a jail.
Yeah.
But they like when you walk into a dispensary in Illinois, it's like, can we calm down? It is really not that serious. And when you go anywhere else, it's like a fun stoner experience, and it's like very calm and everyone's cool. And you come in Illinois and it's like we have machetes and everyone is in a panic at all times. And and it's just like not the vibe. I hate going to dispensaries. Anyway, so I'm excited that they have like a normal one.
Yeah, you said that's out where?
In Crystal Lake.
Okay. Illinois. That's super cool. I want them to bring like consumption lounges to Illinois.
Yes.
Like, why? Yeah. And when is that going to happen? Like,
tell me how alcohol is allowed at all.
Way more dangerous.
Like, bigger business.
It's so much more dangerous. Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah.
We could talk about it forever. It makes me irate. But yes, consumption anything would be phenomenal.
Absolutely. We'll get there one day.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope. Yeah. But Michigan is actually like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Michigan weed market. They are very like, it might as well be California, a little California there.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
I've heard it's like the prices are so much cheaper there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I am counting down
Illinois
until Illinois figures that out, which will probably never happen, but
no, they'll do anything to keep us paying as much as possible.
Comes with living in the state, here, I guess. But.
Yeah,
they hate us.
It's tough.
Yeah,
I was shocked when speaking of Macomb, when I was there last year and went back, and I was like, the first time, because I haven't lived in Illinois since college, and I was like, oh my God, it's legal here now. And then I went into what used to be Diamond Dave's / a million other things before that is now a dispensary. Yeah. And it's a Windy City dispensary.
Oh,
yeah. And I went in there and walked in and I was just laughing. And the girl behind the counter, I was like, I'm sorry, this is very strange. Like, this was Hangovers, and then it was Diamond Dave's, and now it's this, and my life is funny. But yeah, I was shocked at just, what it's always interesting to see like how stuff is taxed differently in states, specifically cannabis wise. It's like,
it's insane here.
Yeah. Well, in here in California, it's like everything's expensive in California. So you wouldn't even necessarily think about it price wise of like, oh, there's going to be taxes or whatever. But like in comparison to Illinois, it's Yeah.
And if you look at the receipt, it's like they tax based off of how much THC is in a product or like how much it does or doesn't have of THC. And I'm like, you can just put a tax because it's like above 20% THC. Like, that's interesting, but whatever. I don't make the rules.
I hate it here. I hate it here.
At least we have weed, I guess. But
yes, of course. However, I can't look at a receipt. It's worse than CVS. You cannot look at those receipts. They're so long.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
They really are. But if you do the reviews, you usually get money or percentage off on your next order. The reward situations at dispensaries are phenomenal. I will say that. The reward systems are great.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and if you
and the budtenders are so nice.
I was going to say, and if you keep going back to ones, like you always end up with free stuff because they recognize you and they're like, we got this new thing. Here's this. Try this. Yep. Especially if they're not chains. I like the independent little ones. I feel like, especially out here, are just, I'll leave with more free stuff than what I spent. I'll be like, what? Okay. Yeah.
How did I get here?
Yeah. And you'll probably see more of those like independent dispensaries keep popping up. I think they awarded like a bunch of new licenses that are starting to come into fruition. That's nice. Like those smaller like craft cannabis spaces are probably going to start popping up more, which I'm excited for because it's just a different side of the industry. Like they're probably very passionate about cannabis and the plant, and like not to say like a big corporate cannabis companies aren't.
Right.
But it's just like different, you know, like we treat it more like a product and a consumer packaged good, whereas those craft cannabis are going to be a nice outlet for people who really care about, I don't know, the integrity of the plant and like treating it with that level of like detailed, I don't know, care. And again, not saying that we don't do that at Cresco. It's just we do it on such a great, much larger scale that I feel like, you know, I've read through some Reddit pages and we get a lot of crap for being big cannabis, but ultimately it's going to be like alcohol, like it's going to be like any other consumer packaged good. You're going to have those craft breweries and then you're going to have like the Miller Coors of the world. So
totally
right. And listen,
and you don't have
I
to
love a high supply.
pick, no.
No, high supply overall, always, truly. that I get it though. I get the mom and pop desire of it all because it's nice to see something extra special, you know, for someone, but there's something so nice about going to the store and knowing that you're going to get the same thing for the same, you know what I mean?
Like McDonald's.
So
you know a certain quality that you're going to get, and that's what you go for.
Yeah.
I love those fries, you know?
So, it's the Sprite for me.
Oh, the Sprite. Phenomenal.
Well, I love hearing you say that about High Supply because High Supply was like my little baby. So I'm like, I was really upset.
Yeah.
I was sad to move on from it. I was excited because like, obviously it makes me, getting different experiences good because I become a better marketer, I guess. But that brand was like my baby and I was so sad to leave it. Yeah. So it's doing good though.
No, I love it. I still have my shirts. Like, I love it. I love those. No, I literally have, I'm just trying to think right now. I have the one that has the red. It's like a red band. I don't know what the kind is, but it's red.
I feel like that was Reserve, maybe. I don't know. Is it older?
See?
I don't know.
It probably is. Yeah, I stockpile and hoard because I am crazy. Anyway. Are you doing anything that's like fun on the side, or do you mostly work and I don't know, raise children?
Yeah, that's pretty much life right now.
That's fun? Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah, nothing really on the side. Like I'm just kind of starting to get back into like having a social life and doing things, and my life kind of revolved around the girls for a long time, but they're 10 months old now. So I'm finally like, okay, you're a little bit older. You're a little more independent. I don't have to be by you all the time, even though I would love to be because they're my little babies. But I'm looking forward to the summer because I'm a big like concert goer and I haven't been to a concert and I don't even know how long. So that's like the main thing I'm looking forward to is like having a little bit more independence.
Yeah,
absolutely. Do you have what's like your favorite one coming up that you want to see?
Well, you guys, not gonna brag, but I got T Swift concert tickets. I'm going.
Oh, shoot!
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes, we did too. When are you going?
I'm going on Friday, which I signed up for both Friday and Saturday, the pre-sale. But they only gave me Friday, so that's what I'm going.
Very nice. Oh, isn't that her first night?
Yeah, I think so. Well, in
the
city, yeah.
In the city. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I think for Saturday, right?
I think so. yeah, we are.
It's June 2nd. No. Is it the 3rd?
The 3rd
I don't know.
We're going. I think. Hold on.
So hopefully we're going on that Saturday. It could be any day. I know I'm going though. I know we have tickets and I know we're going.
Oh no. June 2nd is the Friday. So if you're
so we're
the 3rd is
June
Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. Oof. Yeah. Glad we figured that out. I am hyped. I'm
very
pumped. Are you excited?
I've never really seen like I go to a lot of concerts, but I've never really seen anyone as big as like Taylor Swift. Like never been to like a big name. I don't know. I'm really excited. Like I'm kind of a new Swiftie. Like I listened to her music in high school and then I like didn't mess with her for a while. And then like Folklore, I think, came out. And I was like, oh my God, she's a genius. And then she did the whole like re-recording once Scooter Braun bought all her whatever that shit was. I was like, you go, girl.
Yes.
I fuck girl power. Like, I fuck with you.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Yeah.
That's basically, I stayed a Swiftie since high school, but all of those feelings are exactly how it was for me too. I was just like, yep. I hung on to her in the middle, but I was like, this isn't for me. And then we came back around and it's gotten better.
Makes sense.
I had a tough go of it with Midnights too, but I've listened to it enough now. If you play Antihero enough, you're like, okay, no, I get it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Well, TikTok, I feel like can occasionally ruin songs and overplay them, but I'm not on TikTok, so I get to avoid that because I'm like, I don't need another app to be addicted to because I just know if I download it, I'm just gonna scroll all day.
You'll never get off.
Yeah. So
the first night I had it, I stayed up till 5:30 in the morning. Like someone has to stop me, and it doesn't stop. There's no end to it.
Just like sending
and
them.
I'm just like, wow, I'm just going to keep, yes, exactly. So no, stay off the TikTok. Everybody stay off TikTok. And if you're not, follow me.
If you are on TikTok.
Yeah, if you happen to do the hardest drug out there, TikTok, please follow me.
Yeah, luckily they migrate their way over to Instagram eventually. I'm sure I'm like really late on a lot of the stuff, but I'm like,
now
we'll get there.
I was gonna say now there'll be times. It used to be like the joke was, oh, like Instagram gets the trends 6 months later or whatever. But now Ben, my husband, will like be watching something. I'm like, are you on TikTok or are you looking at Reels? Because he doesn't really get on TikTok a whole lot, and I'll hear a trend and it'll be like pretty like something I had just come across on TikTok, and I go, well, they're catching up. They're getting
Instagram. You caught on.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they definitely like made the real thing, and I was like, okay, they're trying to keep up with TikTok for sure.
I have to talk about something so serious.
All right.
It's your astrology birth chart.
Okay. Was it surprising?
I pulled that up and I said, oh my God. And I didn't tell Maddie yet. And I don't know if she scrolled down
I haven't looked
to
at
see
it
it
yet.
But I saw that and you know what? It makes so much it makes so much sense, but I
thought now that I'm seeing this, I feel like I knew that though, because it's on your Instagram.
Yes.
That's
like when I say Scorpio energy, I'm like all the Scorpio energy. Like I have a massive stellium in Scorpio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw the Scorpio too, and I was like, oh, okay. And I went to go look up your and I was like, oh, they're all Scorpio.
Oh yeah, just like all of them.
All of them.
That Sagittarius Mars though, I will say shines through. Like I definitely relate to my Sag Mars placement, but yeah, so many Scorpio emotions to deal with. I have an astrologer that I work with. He's been very helpful because I don't know, like I don't know how to like articulate it, but like I feel like the Scorpio energy is a little bit complex. It's a little misunderstood, and I always felt that way when I was growing up, or to be honest, like even well into adulthood, I always felt misunderstood. And then I found astrology and I was like, oh my God, major breakthrough. Like, I think I read my moon sign. I read something on my moon sign, and moon deals with emotions and things like that. So I was like, I feel so seen. Like I feel understood. Yes. And then I started working with an astrologer and I was like, I'm never quitting this. I'm in it. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because it's a real science. It's all facts. Every bit of it is the truth about everything that's happening all the time. And I love it so much. And I'm so happy to hear you say all of those things.
Oh, I love astrology. I love it very much. I think it's it has a bad rep because of like, your typical sun sign horoscope astrology. But if you really get into other placements and like understanding, I don't know. I don't know if you guys have ever read the book. It's somewhere in my office. Like the only astrology book you'll ever need. Like literally my Bible. I read just a few placements and I was like, I've never felt so understood by anything in my whole life, which it sounds weird saying that, but it also helped me understand like Brennan, like my fiance, like how he operates. And I'm like, okay, we deal with emotions very differently. And that was like a huge breakthrough in our relationship, because you can't expect them to feel the same way you do because they're a different person. So
100%.
Yep.
I love it all.
Yeah. Oh, I get the chills. I love it.
Yeah.
What about you guys? I need to know, like, give me your big three, like, do you, or whatever you relate to the most? I don't know. Tell me about your sign.
Maddie, do your big three. Tell your big three.
So I am a Libra sun and moon, and then I'm a Sagittarius rising. But I have 4 or 5 planets in Scorpio.
Okay.
So I always vibe with a Scorpio, and my rising is right on the cusp of Scorpio and Sagittarius. So
and Sagittarius, yep.
Like minutes apart. So I feel like I have a lot of like Scorpio type energy behind me. But when you say like you were like, you know, Scorpios are misunderstood and stuff, I think that's not only just like, I think that's in general. Everyone is always like, Scorpio. We love to joke on this pod that Scorpios are not the mean ones. It is Cancers. But Scorpios get the bad rep. And it's like, bro, that is literally not it at all. Like, they are...
And we're known for being, like, dark and brooding and, like, mysterious. I'm like, I'm pretty much an open book if you just, like, ask me. Like, but I'm not going to tell you unless you ask me. So, like, unless we get to that part of the conversation, I'm not going to say anything. But, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I very much feel the same way about, like, once you start to learn not only your sun sign, and I think it helps if you relate to your sun sign. That's like an easy way to start caring about astrology. But I know a lot of people that are like, oh, I don't feel that way or whatever, and then they start to realize more about their chart and like more of the just how complex everything is, and start to like get it a little more, and how like one placement can affect your other placements and how you know, experience them.
Totally.
So,
or even what like house it's in. Like,
if
you don't relate to something, there's like so many other things you have to look at.
Yep.
To understand like why maybe you don't relate to something.
Absolutely.
Super complex.
It's a science.
It totally is. I'm like, the planets exist. Like, why is it crazy to like assume we're made up of stardust and we're all connected? That's not a crazy concept to me.
They literally say matter cannot be created or destroyed, and then in the same breath say that
astrology.
You know what? Like, yeah, and it's like, what are you saying? Are you saying we're all connected, or are you saying we're not all connected? I'm confused.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it. I am a sun and rising Leo, and my moon is Sagittarius.
Oh yeah, those make sense to me. Those make sense. I also have my like rising on the cusp of Libra, and Scorpio. And I, for a long time, had my birth time like wrong. I thought I was a Libra rising, and I always like related to like the Libra rising. But like recently had talked with my astrologer. He was like, "Oh, well, your Venus is conjunct your ascendant, so that might be why you relate so much to like the Libra sign." I was like, "Oh my god, it makes so much sense." Like, never related to like, I don't know, a Scorpio rising, but now I get it because the Venus energy like affects it. So you being a Leo though, rising and sun, and a Sag, you said Sag moon, right? Sagittarius moon.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Lots of fire.
Yeah. And then I don't remember, I'm not that good about this, but I don't think I've got a lot of water in my
think you
chart.
have like
air or fire.
You might have like a Pisces Saturn, and that might be it. Because we're in our Saturn return. I do. Calm down.
Oh, sure. Oh, okay. I was like, me.
I do.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, I'm sorry. My Jupiter is a Scorpio, so I am the same as you. We are equivalent.
Same, but different.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
No, I'm either air.
Yeah, and your Pluto's probably in Scorpio because you're a millennial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
But man, I love astrology. I could talk about it forever. And I like talking about it with people that actually know what they're talking about, like you two, because then I actually learn stuff. When I try and explain it to other people, I'm like, I'm making us both dumber. Nothing I'm saying helping either of us.
I feel that way all the time, though. Like, right. I'll try to explain it to Brennan. I'm like, so you have the blah, blah, blah. I just like go on a rant and he's like, and I'm like, I know I'm not making sense. Like it's hard to put into words sometimes. Like, I don't know. Like, just read about it. I can't teach you, but I promise, just go read a book or something.
What's his big three?
He is a Taurus sun, a Virgo moon, and a Virgo rising. So yeah, we're
love that for you.
That Taurus sun, sister sign. So like he's the yang to my yin, and then that Virgo energy, I'm like, just makes sense. A lot of my exes had Virgo placements. I was like, I just needed that Taurus sun to really
round it out.
To find the one I want to be with for the rest of my life, you know. But yeah.
Okay, I have a serious question.
Yeah.
Do you think what did you do about your babies and their birth charts? Did you look them up? Was it the first thing you did? Because it feels like it's going to be the first thing I do. But then I'm like, maybe I want to wait till they're a year old just to see how they go for a year, see if I can predict it. You know what I mean? I want to hear what you have to say.
I feel that. I looked up their birth charts when I was pregnant. Like I was like, this is my due date. I don't know the time, but I'm going to look it up. They were a month early, so it like didn't even matter. But
of course.
But yeah, I made sure Brennan knew the exact time they came out of me. Like I was like,
that's top of the list.
I was like, this is number one priority. He was like, Jen, I'm not going to be thinking about that. I was like, number one priority.
Yeah. It's actually the only thing I'm asking from you that day.
Like, I don't need anything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I looked it up. It's hard to because their personalities are still so like fresh and they just like go through so many phases and change every day. So it's like I haven't spent a ton of time like thinking about what they're going to be like when they're older, but I did talk to my astrologer. I recently talked to him like a month ago and had a conversation about like how to be a good parent to them, like how to interact with them and just get an understanding of like, I don't know, who they may be as people so I can like do a good job at being a mom, I guess. So another reason,
just more information.
Yeah, another reason astrology is like an awesome tool. I don't think it should be like I don't think anything's set in stone or like they're not destined to be a certain way because they have certain planets and a certain sign. But yeah, their charts are really cool because I have like all water. Like I'm all water. Very emotional, very, you know, all that comes with it. Yeah. And Brennan's like all earth, like no water, just all earth. So he's like my rock. He keeps me grounded. And my girls have like an even split of water and earth placement. So I'm like, again, astrology is so fucking cool. Because like, what are the odds? Like, I don't know. They have a lot of Pisces and Taurus, so I'm going to be outnumbered, but that's okay.
Creative though. Pisces.
Yes. Yeah. They will be quirky individuals. I'm looking forward to it.
I love that.
I keep losing the sound because Emmett keeps turning his laptop on and I keep getting Hogwarts in my ears instead of you. And now I can just hear Hogwarts and I can't hear any of you. So hold on 1 second.
That's hilarious.
Yes, I just connected to your computer. Can you turn your Bluetooth on?
I'm waiting for that to come onto the Switch.
Yeah,
I've been waiting.
Ben played it on.
I think it's not till July.
Yeah, Ben played it on PC, and he was like, "You should just go ahead and play it." But I'm like, I don't know. I kind of want to play it on a Switch, because
yeah, I'm kind of waiting for it. I'm not a big that's like the only thing I game on. I don't know. Brennan's a huge gamer, so he's like been in that shit for a while. I've always I had a DS, so like that's what Animal Crossing, Nintendo, like all that,
hell yes,
all that stuff. So I guess that was like the early phases of my gaming career, but now it's like Pokemon Arceus, still Animal Crossing.
Absolutely.
I will never stop playing Animal Crossing, but I want to play that Hogwarts game. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, but I am going to play that game. It looks fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sounds like he's having the time of his life. You know what I mean? It seems like it's a blast and a half. His brother, though, is a Slytherin, and he did choose to learn all of the bad guy spells. And so he uses, I'm not going to say it the right way, I don't want to say it. The one where you kill somebody. The murder one, the bad one. He uses that all the time because he's like, it's an instant kill. Of course I'm going to use it. I'm like, you're a Slytherin. You are literally a Slytherin.
You're a snake.
Do you know, Jen, what your Hogwarts sign is? Or not sign, that's astrology sign. Hogwarts house.
I think I took a quiz and like Brennan was making fun of me, or not making fun of me. He said people make fun of Hufflepuffs, but I would probably be like a Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, why do people make fun of it? And he's like, because the name's just not as cool as the other ones.
They're just like, jealous.
Oh. Yeah. Don't underestimate the Hufflepuff gang. I don't know.
They're the cool ones.
Yeah. So that's like,
they're the chill, cool, all the good vibes. Yeah.
That's where I belong then. Because he's like naming all the traits of the houses. He was like bravery, leadership. I was like, that one's not me. That's try too hard. I'm pretty laid back.
Right.
So.
Boy Scouts.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Boy Scouts. Unfortunately, I am in that house, and it is an awful house to be in. I hate being a Gryffindor. But anyway. Yeah. I always say I wish I was a Raven. Yeah. I try. I tell everybody I retake the test, and I try and take it, and I just always get Gryffindor. But I wish I could get Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff. Either one. Yeah. Ravenclaws are like so like studious and like moody, it feels like, and I just wish I could be that, but I wish I could be a Hufflepuff. They're the cool ones.
Yeah. Ravenclaw was like, I think my second, like, I don't know, like probably would relate most to that secondly. But I'm also not, I don't think I'm super intelligent or like witty or anything like that. So I was like, Hufflepuff it is.
Hufflepuff it is.
Hufflepuffs are the ones, like, they are always doing the like herbology type things and the like the playing with animals. They're like very
nature. That's my thing. I belong there.
Yep. I always get Hufflepuff stuff too, because if they're like, which course sounds most exciting to you? It's like talking to animals, making potions. I'm like, obviously I want to talk to the animals.
Obviously, that's what I'm picking. Feel that.
See, now, which one's more accurate, Hogwarts or astrology? Listen, I think they're both a science at some point.
I got to dive in more to the Hogwarts world. I don't even think I've seen all the Harry Potters, so that was like our next, before I dive into the game, he's like, you need to watch all the movies. I'm like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
So.
You should. We had it all on Friday. That was on one of the channels. It was on all day. They played all of them, so it was just on the kitchen TV all day. Just Harry Potter in various times. Yep.
Yeah, I've definitely seen like Sorcerer's Stone, whatever one with Robert Pattinson where he's in that one. I've seen that one.
He's a Hufflepuff.
Sure.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
And I like naturally, even though Robert Pattinson's like a weirdo, I'm like, I feel like he's still a normal person, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, because he's weird, that makes him a normal person. I don't know.
Absolutely.
100%.
Love him. Ever since Twilight.
He's great.
That was my thing.
Absolutely.
Was my thing. Twilight was... Oh man, you should have seen my walls. Like, you know, those like posters you get in the magazines and whatever, covered, like walls were covered with Taylor Lautner, Robert Pattinson, like literally everything.
Oh, I love it.
God, I love that. That's so funny. I'm trying to get Emmett to like hate watch the Twilight series, and he is like unable to.
Really?
He's like, I don't think I can do it. And I'm like, they're so good. They're so good.
And the books are even better. Like, I know everyone says that, but like,
books are so good. The books are phenomenal.
The movies are like guilty pleasures because like, you know, they're not actually that good, but you also read the books, so it's like they are good because the story.
Because it's like you. Yes, exactly.
We were on our honeymoon, and we one day turned on the TV, and it was Breaking Dawn Part 2, and I was like, oh, you can change it to whatever, walking away, and Ben was like, no, we're watching this. It was like halfway through, and so we just watched it.
No, this is it.
Romance.
We must see.
Was it the second one or the first one that had the whole theater like, and they like ripped Carlisle's head off, and everyone's like, "What are you doing?"
I think that
is that the
is it the second or first? I don't remember, but
I don't know when that happens.
One of the Breaking Dawns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God! But I saw that one at midnight. Whichever one that was is the one I saw at midnight.
I went to all the midnight releases, you guys. I was freaking.
See, you were
obsessed.
There.
Part 2.
Have you ever seen the stuff where it's like
Part 2?
When it was like, remember when you used to have to type in Google like very specifically like this and that semicolon, you know what I mean? And now you can type in just random shit, and it's like, did you mean? And it's exactly what you needed. I love it. Google has become very smart.
Oh yeah. I remember like teachers used to be like, you can't use this word in a Google search. Like you can't use because or like you can't. I'm like, why? I don't.
Why?
What do you mean?
Yeah. I don't understand this.
And now like I have no concept of what they were talking about because everything's smart.
We don't need it. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Do you guys remember would you text Cha-Cha to get stuff?
Oh my God. I feel like you just unlocked a memory because holy shit. I haven't even like thought about that in so long.
Yeah, I remember I was friends with like a bunch of people that are like 10 years older than me because of doing shows growing up, and they were in college when I was like middle school or whatnot, and one of the guys worked for Cha-Cha and would like answer questions. And so when I got to college, I had thought about it, and I was like, I wonder if Cha-Cha still exists and if they like are hiring. And I looked it up, and I remember they weren't hiring, but I think it still did exist. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, why would anyone still be using this?
Yeah, right?
You're like smartphones are
outdated. Yeah, smartphones are literally everywhere now, but whatever, I guess.
But still,
that's funny.
Well, Jen, thank you for coming on the podcast. See how it was? Probably not as painful as you thought it was.
No, it was actually like really nice talking to you guys because I obviously haven't talked to either of you since college. Maddie, I don't even know if we've had like true conversations.
I don't think we ever have. I just remember like lifting at the rec at the same time as you.
Right, and like seeing you around for sure. Yeah. Like we ran with the same crowd, but
yes.
No, this was awesome. Thank you guys for like thinking I'm a cool person, a cool enough person to talk to. So
we had to wait. We wanted you on first season, but we couldn't because we were like, we have to be cooler before we can have Jen on.
Together.
No, this was awesome. I feel cool just being able to say like I was on a podcast and like I told Brennan, I was like, you're gonna have to watch the girls for like an hour because I have a podcast. And he was like, well, aren't you fucking cool? I was like, yeah, I feel pretty cool.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, and you are. To validate you completely, you are. You're as cool as you think you are, and even more, I promise.
Well, thank you, because I don't think I'm cool, but thank you.
Got you. Thank you so much for being on. We really appreciate it. And we hope you have a good rest of your day, and say hi to the girls and Brennan for us.
Sure. No, thank you guys so much. And I'll talk to you guys. Let's keep it up. I'll hit me up on Instagram, whatever.
Yes.
It's really fun seeing you doing your thing. I feel like you're always in a new state sometimes, but
that's true. I'm here for the time being now.
Okay, we're here. Now we can gush. Hi, wasn't that amazing?
She's literally the coolest person.
The coolest person. She was so cool, and then she went and had fucking twins, and it's just like, could you just... It couldn't be cooler. A mother. Obsessed.
I am your mother.
Yes.
Listen to me, or whatever the hell those lyrics. Mother.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a great chat. I definitely will be staying in touch.
Yes, have to. I didn't realize she lived so close to me.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah. So, gonna be talking to her more, and I can't wait, because this is the biggest get of my whole life at this point.
I agree. It can't be topped.
No, not at this point. This is it. I've peaked. Everybody, thank you for listening. As always, we appreciate every single one of you. I just would like to say, Denmark showed up for us in the chat on Twitch.
Yeah.
So they are coming for Belgium's spot.
Yeah, Belgium's gonna need to step up their game, because Denmark was in the chat and feisty on Sunday. They were there, and they were proud.
Yes, they were. So just wanted to say, shout out Denmark. I cannot believe we're across the pond at this point. We have jumped continents. We are success.
Dare we say a global sensation?
Oh my, we must. We have to. That's two different countries. Yeah. They have to be.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know where Denmark is, but...
No, we're from America. They don't teach us that kind of stuff.
Denmark. Denmark has only downloaded one episode, though, so they're going to have to step it up.
They are way behind Belgium.
But I believe in them.
I do. I wonder if that was them.
Could be.
Interesting. All right, well, you know where to get us. You can get us on Fridays on All Caught Up. You can see us on Sundays and Wednesdays on Twitch. You can see us on Instagram all the time. We're out there. Go there. Please follow us. Please. Give us something to live for.
We're desperate here.
And hey, shout out, we got 4 more Twitch followers. We are rolling in the followers at this point.
We're killing it.
We're doing really good. So everybody, tell your friends to tell a friend.
Tell a friend. All right, kids.
All right.
We love you a long time. Hannah, are you caught up?
I am all caught up.
See you next time.
I almost hung up on you.